Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in to another video. Today we're going to be recapping the series from last week and taking a quick look at the both of the matchups for the playoffs upper bracket and lower bracket round 2. Basically just looking at the matchups for this next weekend, you know, the same thing we have been doing, yada yada yada. You guys are pretty much used to it. So to start things off, I want to say goodbye to Dignitas. They played against 100 Thieves last weekend, and it was honestly really disappointing to watch. Like, as a fan, this series was so frustrating, and I really wish that we could hear more about the preparations that Dignitas made for the draft, or like what the thoughts were. Basically, what were they thinking? This series, they kept on giving up champions like Kaisa and Hecarim, like these high priority champions, and they kept taking this mid lane Ahri, and it really didn't work out for them. It ended in like a quick 3-0, just not what I would have expected. You know, I made the prediction that they would beat 100 Thieves because 100 Thieves were looking so shaky, but like when you draft like that, when you give up champions that have like really strong prio, and when you're taking stuff like this mid lane Ahri, like I think it's fine to experiment. I was excited to see it in the first game, and honestly I was like, okay, maybe for the second game, cool. But like they kept picking it, like it did not work out. So I'm very curious as to what they were thinking there. I can't say that I'm happy with this spring split outcome for Dignitas, but that being said, they do look like a roster with great potential to grow as we move closer to Worlds. A lot of rookies on that roster, and I think it's kind of the standard that some of these rookie intensive or rookie filled rosters actually end up like seeing more success at international events. So as a result, 100 Thieves are going to move on to play TSM in the lower bracket round 2 match this weekend. And speaking of TSM, we got to watch them 3-1 Evil Geniuses, we're watching the Game 4 VOD right now. This series was like a lot more interesting to watch in my opinion. We get to see the drafts get shaken up a little bit, you know, Chizuke giving us some different looks. I really feel like Evil Geniuses got pushed to their limit here a little bit. Like they did, I thought they played, you know, respectably. Like it wasn't this horrible stomp, like this team wasn't so far ahead of the other one. It felt like they could have maybe won the series, but TSM were just a little more solid. Game 4, the one we're looking at now, we had some really nice smites by Spica that kind of gave TSM the edge to win it. But you know, like there's a lot to be excited about here, I think, for both teams. Like obviously, if you're Evil Geniuses management, you're not happy right now because you put so much money into the team. You know, you have some of these players, like you have Ignar, like you're expecting kind of more success than this, I think. But you know, even being at this level, like being in playoffs, like that's the goal. I'm really curious to see where EG go after this spring split. Now that things are winding down, now that they're out of playoffs, like where do you kind of go from here? I think they got very lucky because, you know, they kind of gambled on, I wouldn't say they gambled, but you picked up Impact thinking that you were getting Impact from last season, and Impact has actually ended up being like this insane player who has had like a resurgence. Like I feel like he played well throughout the majority of the split, almost like a top 3 kind of top laner. He was really smurfing in a lot of these games for Evil Geniuses. So you spent a lot of money on your roster. You know, you picked up Impact, but this is like one of the best case scenarios for EG. I feel like really where you have to look now is you have to look in the mid lane, and you have to try and sort out some of these consistency problems with Chizuke. I don't know if that involves different training or different coaching. Sorry, I guess I should say. But you have to look there. And honestly, maybe in the jungle too. We're going to see this play. I believe Spica grabs the Baron here. Yeah, he does. So it's like plays like that define who is on your roster. It defines how successful you are as a team sometimes, because That's a huge clutch play by Spica. It keeps TSM in this game. They're gonna take the series. Like, it's a bad way to lose. Like, it feels very bad for EG, but it opens up that problem. Like, Svenskeren is not the jungler that he once was. So where do EG go from here? You have a good sort of base to build off of, but I don't know. I don't know what like the end game looks like here for EG in terms of roster potential. So that's all I'll say about EG. You know, that's kind of my end of the season spiel on them. Looking forward to the matchups this weekend. We have TSM going up against 100 Thieves and Team Liquid versus Cloud9. My honest predictions here are that TSM will like 3-2 or 3-1 100 Thieves. I don't think it'll be that hard. I think TSM looks more put together and less shaky than 100 Thieves right now. Closer in the jungle, like if you look at Spica and Closer, I think Spica has more of like the clutch gene in him at the moment, even though Closer it feels like has more of a higher ceiling. So like the jungle matchup like goes in their favor, I think, and that's a big deal right now given you know how important dragons are, stacking them and stuff. As for the Team Liquid and Cloud9 game, I think Team Liquid will 3-1 Cloud9. I don't think Cloud9 is the type of team that will go out without taking a game, but TL looks really ready to play right now. They look like they just have the upper hand in this matchup. They've seemed more consistent. So yeah, those are just kind of my initial predictions, like off the top of my head, off of how I'm feeling. I think I've had a pretty good track record for being right for a lot of the predictions throughout the week by week. But that is pretty much all that I have for you guys this week, so I hope you guys are enjoying playoffs and looking forward to the games and staying safe with COVID and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Thank you so much all for tuning in and supporting the channel and stuff. The amount of love we've gotten has been awesome. Yeah, so we will see you guys next week and catch you in the next one.